Ask Matt if he's ready for me to go. We're live. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Current River Broadcasting tonight for Doniphan Dons basketball. Dons are entertaining the Winona Wildcats. We're only going to have one game tonight. Winona, all the players that they have on their team is out on the floor right now, and it looks like there's about 11 is all they have between their varsity and junior varsity. So they wanted to play a half a game junior varsity, but they wanted to play it after the varsity game. And Doniphan didn't want to do that. I don't know how come they wanted to play it afterwards, but they decided to just do the one game, so we're going to be on here at 6 o'clock. And the Dons looking to get back into the win column after losing a couple in a row after finishing off the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament in style with that 5th place win. They lost badly down at Charleston to the Blue Jays, and then in a really good entertaining game last Friday night, lost to the Twin Rivers Royals, and they played that game without Trent Lippold. Trent is back out on the court tonight, and he is not going to be in the starting lineup. Coach Cagle liked the way his guys played in that game, and he's going to start with Trent on the bench tonight. We'll go over the starters here shortly. I'm Keith Bowman, and it's good to have you with us again tonight. And we were about 3 minutes away from our starting lineups and the national anthem. The Donettes are playing up at Fredericktown tonight. We'll probably not be able to get a score on that because I'm sure they're playing a JV game up there. And if their JV game probably won't be over until about the time this one's over. They might get a little of the varsity game played, so we'll not be able to give you scores on that. And this is going to be our last game for this week. But, boy, we got a full slate next week, and every one of them is here at Doniphan. We got 4 next week. But the rest of this week, the Donettes playing at Fredericktown tonight. They go to Koshkonong on Thursday, and then the Dons go to Naylor on Friday. And both of those places were, I know we can't get out at Naylor. I've tried that before. And Koshkonong is an awful long way to go to get over there, and then it's not be able to get out, so we're not even going to try that. But next week, the Donettes have Alton here on Monday, Greenville on Tuesday, Neelyville on Thursday, and then the boys will play, well, the boys don't play again after Friday night, till the 18th next Friday night, as they will play the Alton Comets here, and that will be homecoming, and that will also be the last home game for the Dons. The girls still have, starting on Monday, have 5 home games out of their 8 regular scheduled games they have left on the season. So they've got a lot of home games, and the Dons only have 1 more after tonight. And that game will be against the Alton Comets next Friday night, also going to be homecoming. We're getting close to the national anthem. We're just going to keep it here until we get ready for that, and then we'll take a break, and we'll come back and give you the starters after the national anthem. The boys are lining up. Welcome. And we are getting ready, so we will take a 90-second break. And our PA announcer's mic is a little bit hot. They're going to have to get that turned down, I guess.
Is this better?
All right, we're going to take a 90-second break, and then we'll be back to give you the starters for the Winona Wildcats and the Doniphan Dons.
Hometown Pharmacy on LaRue Street in Doniphan, your one-stop pharmacy for all of your medical needs. Our pharmacists are now providing vaccinations for flu, pneumonia, and shingles in the pharmacy. Flu shots are covered by Medicare with no co-payment and no appointment is necessary. Hometown Pharmacy now offers a wide variety of vitamins and supplements from Now Foods that help support and promote optimal health through good nutrition. Refills can be requested online or by using our mobile app. We now offer delivery of your prescription if you live within the city limits. Transferring prescriptions is easy. Come by or give us a call and our friendly staff will take care of everything. Hometown Pharmacy, proudly supporting the Dons and Donettes this season. Come experience the difference a hometown pharmacy makes.
Born to be wild? Well, don't let higher fuel prices put a damper on your fun. Get to Countryside Chevrolet in Doniphan today for a more fuel-efficient vehicle and let your wild side ride. Countryside has new vehicles that get more than 30 miles per gallon. Find out about flex fuel technology and check their great lineup of program and late model pre-owned vehicles. Ripley County's largest Chevrolet dealer is Countryside Chevrolet in the Hillcrest Plaza, Doniphan. Chevrolet, an American revolution.
Refinancing your home mortgage can be a really smart move. You can take advantage of a lower interest rate and have money left over for all the necessities. Talk to the refinance professionals at our credit union. They're the finest in refinance. We're an equal housing lender. Ozark Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA, now serving 6 counties. Online at ozarkfcu.com.
We only have one senior on the squad, and they're going to start a couple of freshmen. McCade Dixon, a 5'7" freshman. Nick McBride, the lone senior, 5'11". Caden Van Winkle, a 5'7" freshman. And Jaron Fisher, a 6-foot junior, along with Gabe Brewer, a 6'2" junior. Winona wearing purple, trimmed in gold with gold numbers. And the Dons will be in home white. Dons will be going from right to left in the first half, Winona from left to right. And the Dons will start 5'9" senior Max Torres, Derek Ferguson, a 5'11" senior, Wyatt Marler, a 5'11" senior, Ori Owen, a 6'6" sophomore, and Levi Rawlings, a 6'1" sophomore. Rounds out the starting lineup for Coach Daniel Cagle. The Dons 9-7 on the season. It'll be Ori Owen jumping for the Dons. And we'll see when Winona gets out there who they have jumping center. It's going to be Gabe Brewer. Boy, I tell you what, he's a big old boy. We need him down here to play on the football team. And the ball will be controlled by the Dons. Winona's going to start out man-to-man. Derek Ferguson gets it across the half line, gives it right wing to Max Torres. Out front, Ori Owen. Still has the basketball. Passes over to Ferguson. Gets a screen from Owen. Ferguson goes in. Hits Owen on the back cut, and it's good. Nice play to start the game by the Dons. They lead 2-0, 30 seconds into the first quarter. McBride will bring it up. Dons also playing man-to-man. Gives it to Dixon. Dixon on the right wing. Dribbles out front and hands it to McBride. Max Torres on him, so McBride must be their best player. Dixon dribbles in, now he kicks it back out over on the other side to Van Winkle. He hands it off to Fisher, and the Dons take it away. Levi Rawlings hands it ahead to Max Torres. He's going to take it in. Gets bumped there, and no good. Rawlings is going to get the offensive rebound, and he puts it in. Dons lead 4-0. Just over a minute into the ball game. Excuse me, Eric. I've got a doctor's appointment in the morning, and I'm not going to be able to use my lemon drops tonight, so hopefully my voice will stick with me. Air ball shot by Winona. Levi Rawlings gets the rebound. Ferguson brings it up. We played a minute and a half. Now Winona's gone to a 2-1-2 zone. Rawlings left side to Ferguson. Out front, Marler, he's open. Three-pointer up, man, in and out. And a rebound for Brewer for Winona. Gives it out to McBride. McBride wearing glasses. That's something you don't see out of basketball players very much anymore. Fisher gives it back out front to Dixon. Dribbles over to the left side. In the corner to McBride. He gets a screen into the paint, and he tried to drop it off to Brewer, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Fisher. And the ball will turn over to the Dons with 5:52 to go in the first quarter. The Dons up 4-0. Winona, after the first couple of trips in a man-to-man, they've dropped into a zone. Marler's open again for three. It's no good again. And he has missed his first two, and both of them have been wide open shots. And I don't think you can count on him to keep missing those. Dixon bounces it over to Fisher. Left-handed three-pointer up, no good. Offensive rebound under by Dixon. Reverse layup, no good. Ferguson rebounds for the Dons. Heads up the middle of the floor. Goes behind the back. Takes it down into the lane. Goes up, and they're going to call a foul before the shot on number 5, Caden Van Winkle. That'll be the first foul in the game. Dons will inbound underneath their own basket. They're up 4-0 with 5:20 left first quarter. Inbounds pass comes into Rawlings. Out to Ferguson. He dribbles into the paint, kicks it out to Marler. Another three by Marler, and it's good. It took him 3 to get one, but the third one went down, and it's 7-0. We've played 3 minutes. McBride dribbles down, puts up the shot, no good. Owen had the rebound, it's knocked out of his hand, but Marler gets it. He comes into the front court with it, backs out to the baseline, kicks it out to Ferguson. Ferguson back to Marler, he's open again, shot up and good. That's 2 in a row after missing 2 in a row, and Coach Luttrell calls a timeout. Dons on top 10-0, 4:43 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
Davis True Value is proud to sponsor the Dons and Donettes for another exciting ball season. Just like the Dons and Donettes, Davis True Value knows hard work wins the game. They are your selection, service, and savings destination hardware store, serving the area with paint, plumbing, electrical, lawn and garden, and housewares. Your local True Value hardware with so much more. From window repair to chainsaw sharpening, we are the store of first choice. Behind every project is a True Value.
The Dons off to a quick start here. They lead 10-0 with 4:43 to go in the first quarter. Wyatt Marler missed a couple of wide open threes, but he has hit 2 in a row now. And the Dons have a 10-point lead early in this one. And ball knocked out of bounds by Wyatt Marler. Checking to see, it kind of looked like the Dons might have went to a zone. We'll see here when Winona inbounds the basketball. Jaron Fisher will throw it in. And the Dons are in the zone, it looks like. And the ball is going to be kicked by Ferguson. And Winona will inbound in front of the Dons bench, or at the end of the Dons bench. Jaron Fisher, 6-foot junior, will throw it in. Throws it into Dixon. Dixon and Van Winkle, both 5'7" freshmen out there. And we're going to have a blocking foul on Max Torres. That's the first foul on the Dons. Now the Dons go back man-to-man. Coach Cagle switching up the defense. Inbounds pass to McBride. Throws it in the paint. And we got a new man in the game, number 33. That is Blaine Cooper, another freshman at 6'1". And he had the shot, but I think Ori Owen intimidated him a little bit, and he tried to throw it out, and he threw it away. Trent Lippold into the ball game for Levi Rawlings. And with 4:19 to go first quarter, the Dons up 10-0. They'll have the ball. Winona's going to set up in a 1-3-1 zone this time. Ferguson gives it to Owen on the left wing. Back to Ferguson. Dribbles over to the right side. Ferguson out front. It's going to be stolen. McKay Dixon goes down and lays it up, and it's good. And a little lazy on the pass there by Ferguson. And Dixon intercepted it and took it all the way in for 2 points. That's the first 2 for Winona as they get it a little over halfway through, and another three-pointer by Wyatt Marler. And they're really leaving him wide open. Back at the other end. Dixon's got it out front. Ferguson all over him. Throws it right side to McBride. McBride dribbles to the baseline. In the lane, ball knocked away by Owen. Picked up by Ferguson. 2-on-2. Ferguson takes it down, lays it up, and it's good. First 2 for Derek Ferguson. Makes it 15-2. McBride quickly back to the other end. Gives it out front to Fisher. He gets around Lippold down into the lane, and we're going to have a foul. As Lippold got beat, and then he commits the foul, reaching in from behind. And they'll give him 2 shots on that. I believe Oriolan was there to contest the shot if he hadn't fouled him, but. And the free throw is good by Fisher. Now Nolan Zerwalka's checking in for the Dons, replacing Derek Ferguson. And Van Winkle checks out for Winona, and Keegan Tipton, another freshman, out on the floor for Winona. I mentioned in the pregame they only have 1 senior. Fisher makes both free throws. That's his first 2 points. Makes the score 15-4. 3:05 left in the first quarter. Lippold catches in the lane, and he brings it down, and they knock it away. Going to take Trent a little while to get back in the swing of things. He did not have a very good game at Charleston, and then he had to set out the last game against Twin Rivers, so it may take him a little while to get going, but you can't bring that ball down in the guards. And McBride hits the jumper as a 2-pointer, 15-6. Dons up by 9 points. Marler open again, same spot, same result. He has 4 threes and 12 points, and he missed the first 2 he shot. 18-6. Fisher going to hand the ball off to McCade Dixon. Dixon right side. That is to Tipton. Tipton dribbles over and gives it left side to Fisher. He comes around to the head of the key. Takes it down to the paint. Nice spin move, and Owen blocks the shot. Ball's loose, still loose. Picked up by Tipton of Winona. Over to Dixon. He puts the shot up, no good. But he's going to be fouled by Zerwalka. That's his first. And Winona go back to the free throw line again. And Dixon's free throw is good, and Winona's 3 for 3 from the line. Oriolan checks out. Levi Rawlings comes back in. Minute 58 left first quarter. Dons lead 18-8. Dixon makes both free throws. He's got 4 points. Zerwalka gives it baseline to Rawlings. Back to Zerwalka on the wing. Cross court, Marler open again, same spot, and this one rims out. And a rebound to Fisher for the Wildcats. Pass up to McBride. McBride cuts back to the center of the floor. Now he backs it out to the volleyball line, calls out Dixon. And Dixon comes and gets it, gives it right wing to Tipton. Tipton to McBride. Fakes the shot down in the lane. Gets it underneath to Cooper. He's going to throw it back out, and Zerwalka steals it, and then we're going to have a reach-in foul. That's the second time that Blaine Cooper has tried to throw the ball back outside instead of going up with it. He's going to check out, and J.T. Barkley, a 6'2 junior, comes in for the Wildcats. That foul was on Dixon, his first. Zerwalka on the wing, has it to Marler. He's open again, in and out again, and they're going to call a foul on Lippold for pushing off, and he's picked up 2 quick ones. Not really sure he needed to do that. He's quite a bit taller than Winona's tallest player out there, but now the Dons are going to apply a little full court pressure. Well, Barkley was wide open underneath the basket, and they didn't see him. They broke the press pretty easily. Dixon dribbles down, gives it in the corner to Fisher. He dribbles back all the way to the free throw line. Gets it out to McBride, 3-pointer up and good. And Winona coming back here. That makes it 18-11. With 38 seconds left in the first quarter. Max Torres gets a path to the basket, goes in, goes up, and he's going to be fouled. And he'll be shooting 2. Foul on Jaron Fisher. His first and the 3rd team foul against Winona. Max Torres at the free throw line shooting 2. Don's lead's been cut to 7 points, and Max misses the free throw. Ferguson back in for Zerwalka. 31.7 seconds left in the first quarter. Next one is up, and it's no good. And the rebound comes down to Nick McBride. Going to take it all the way to the hole. He run right by everybody and laid it in. And Coach Cagle can't be happy about that. He got the rebound, dribbled the length of the floor, and shot a layup. Basically uncontested almost. Ferguson has it, gives it left wing to Torres with 10 seconds. Gives it to Lippo. Lippo double team. Dribbles one time, throws it cross court to Marler. Marler's going to take it in the paint, knocked away from behind, but it goes right to Lippo. He lays it in, and he's fouled. Well, the Dons caught a break there as that ball went straight to Trent Lippo underneath the basket. And that foul is on J.T. Barkley. And Lippo with his first point. 1.2 seconds left. Free throw's good. And Winona throws it up. McBride hits the beam in the center court. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. And the Dons own a 21-13 lead over the Winona Wildcats. We'll be back with more high school basketball action, Doniphan Don style, in 60 seconds.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the people of Missouri. We're for kayakers, car dealers, grocery baggers, and mail carriers. We're for teachers, preachers, students, and singers. Armed service members, you bet we're for you. We're for people who shake your hand and say hello, not because they know you, but because they don't. We're for brewmasters, stockbrokers, beauty queens, and truck drivers. And don't worry, we're still for farmers too. Whatever you do, if you're a Missourian, we're for you.
I am Doug Green, your Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're in Ripley County, I've got you covered.
You've heard it all before. We're number one. We're the best. We have the biggest rebates. Now is the time to skip the hype and come to Current River Ford in Doniphan. They're all about helping you find the perfect new Ford. Current River Ford services your vehicles after the sale. From the moment you drive in, you will receive the quality service you've been missing. With the selection at Current River Ford, you'll find the new vehicle you want. How about getting your next vehicle at a dealership that makes it all about you? Current River Ford, Highway 160 in Doniphan.
We're underway here in the second quarter. The Dons with a 21-13 lead over Winona. Winona has the first possession. And Keegan Tipton handling the ball out front. Goes over to the left side, gets a screen. Bounces on the baseline to McBride. McBride already with 7 points. Gets it into Fisher. He's tied up, throws it back out to McBride. Ferguson on him. Hands it to Fisher behind him. Dribbles back out front. Gives it over to Dixon. Now back to McBride. Free throw line to Fisher. Fisher into the paint, and he traveled with it. And he was getting ready to get his shot blocked anyway, I think. Dons have Zerwanka, Ferguson, Marler, Lippo, and Owen. It is Barkley, Fisher, Dixon, Tipton, and McBride for the Winona Wildcats. They're in a 1-3-1 zone. Owen lobs it underneath. Lippo catches and lays it in. That was pretty easy as he's much bigger than anybody else on the floor. And a good pass. The pass was just perfect to get it over the top of the defender from Ori Owen. Lead back to 10, 23-13. Dixon hounded by Zerwanka. And he throws it to Fisher, and it goes off his leg back into the back court. And he didn't get to it in time to save it. So the turnover will give it back to the Dons. Caden Van Winkle comes to the scorer's table to check in the next dead ball for the Wildcats. Marler fakes the three-pointer, takes it to the free throw line, drops it off to Lippold, puts it up, no good. Ori Owen with the offensive rebound. He's going to go up with it, it's no good, and he's fouled. And the Dons ought to be controlling the boards, and they did that trick. That foul was on Dixon, I believe, and Ori Owen makes the free throw. They have two fouls on the board for Dixon, so number 5, Caden Van Winkle, checks back in for him. Owen's second shot rattles out and then rattles back in. That's 4 points for Owen, and it's 25-13 as the Dons spread it back out a little bit again. McBride hands the ball to Van Winkle. Goes back left side, hands it to Fisher. They're almost running a weave. Fisher at the top of the key, loses his dribble, gives it to Tipton. Tipton dribbles back, hands it to McBride as they run that little weave, and McBride hits another three-pointer. He's already got 10 points. He has 10 of their 16. And I said earlier when I seen that Max Torres was guarding him to start the game that he was probably their best player, and it kind of looks that way. And the Dons answer right back at the other end. Marler hits his 5th three in the first 10 minutes of the ball game. He's got 15, 28-16. Tipton out front with it. Gives it to McBride. Now Ferguson on McBride. Now to Van Winkle between the circles. Left side to Tipton. Tipton back to McBride. He's open again. His three-pointer's short. Derek Ferguson rebounds for the Dons. Winona does a good job of getting back. Ferguson weaves in and out of traffic. A little runner up, no good, but we got a foul on Winona. That one's going to be on Caden Van Winkle, and that's his second. And that is 16 fouls on Winona. Well, the Dons will be in the bonus the rest of the half. This is a shooting foul for Ferguson, and he missed the first one. Torres comes back in for Nolan Zerwanka, and Gabe Brewer back in for JT Barkley for Winona. 5:29 to go in the first half. Dons lead 28-16. Both free throws missed by Ferguson. And the Dons are only 3 out of 7 from the free throw line. Now Ferguson switches off, and Max Torres guarding McBride back in the game. Three-pointer from the left wing, no good. Long rebound out to the free throw line to Van Winkle. Bounces down low. Marler almost got the steal. Now the ball's loose and is picked up by Fisher. And now another three-pointer. Doesn't draw any iron. Max Torres out ahead of the pack. And the pass is perfect from Ferguson, but he missed the shot. Ori Owens there to get the rebound. He missed it. Trent Lippold got the rebound, and he put it in. And Jaron Fisher come up a little bit lame. And he's going to stay in the game. Gabe Brewer's going to check out of the game. And number 33, that is Blaine Cooper, the 6'1 freshman, comes back in. Right now they have three freshmen on the floor. McBride, their leading scorer, the senior, the only senior they have. Van Winkle puts up about a 15-footer. It rims out, and a rebound by Trent Lippold. Dons up 30-16. Ferguson quickly into the front court. Going to take it all the way down. Had it knocked away. Gets it back. Marler steps into a three. In and out. And Lippold with a rebound. And he's fouled by Jaron Fisher. And the Dons starting to control the boards. And like I said a few minutes ago, they should be controlling the boards. Lippold is 1 of 2 at the free throw line. He got 7 points. Excuse me, he's 1 of 1, but now he's 1 of 2. Now the Dons only 3 out of 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. And the second one is good. We've got 8. And Brandon Moore and Levi Rawlings check in for the Dons. Marler and Lippold will check out. So the Dons have Torres, Ferguson, Rawlings, Moore, and Owen out there. And we got 2 sophomores and a freshman out there for the Dons, along with a couple of seniors now. Tipton on the left wing. Head of the key to Van Winkle. Van Winkle back to Tipton on the left side. Back to Van Winkle into the paint. Nice penetration, but the ball was passed into Cooper, and he had it taken away. And the Dons will head the other way. Cooper's had a rough time in there so far. Max Torres fakes the 3, and they're going to call him for a travel. And Gabe Brewer comes back in the game, replacing Cooper. And after Jaron Fisher twisted an ankle or knee or something a little while ago, he stayed in there for a little bit, but he's checking out now. And it'll be McKay Dixon back in for him. (31-16) in favor of the Dons with 3:35 to go in the first half. Keegan Tipton, give it to McBride. Now McBride over to Van Winkle. Bounces down into the paint, turnaround jumper by Brewer, no good. And on the rebound, we got a tie ball. And the arrow favors the Dons. Pretty quick moving first half. We're down to 3:20 left. And the Dons lead by 15. Looking for win number 10 on the season. Moore almost had it taken away. Got it back. Give it to Ferguson. Left elbow jumper is good by Derek Ferguson. That's 4 for Derek Ferguson. Ferguson had his best game of the year the other night against Twin Rivers. Now Brandon Moore guarding McBride. Dixon gives it right side to Van Winkle. He hands it to McBride. Gets a screen. Picked up by Rawlings on a nice switch there. Van Winkle's going to dribble and put it up by from about 15 feet. The shot blocked. And the ball's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Winona. And Marler's going to check back in for the Dons. And he'll give Max Torres a rest. And we got a timeout with 2:42 left first half. Dons lead 33-16. It's a full timeout, so we'll take a 60-second break and be back. Stay with us.
Refinancing your home mortgage can be a really smart move. You can take advantage of a lower interest rate and have money left over for all the necessities. Talk to the refinance professionals at our credit union. They're the finest in refinance. We're an equal housing lender.
Ozark Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA, now serving 6 counties. Online at ozarkfcu.com.
The phone booth is your one stop for all your cell phone needs. The phone booth now offers Total Wireless, where you can get unlimited talk, text, and 5 gigs of data for only $35 a month. Need to add more phones to your account? Not a problem. Family plans are also available. You can manage your account in person or online at tpbooth.com. Come see the phone booth next to Subway in Doniphan for all your cell phone needs.
33-16 with 2:42 to go first half. Dons lead by 17. They'll have the basketball. I believe I said just a few minutes ago that Gabe Brewer checked back in for Winona. It's actually JT Barkley. And the Dons will have it. Gives it to Marler on the right wing. Back to Ferguson. Left side to Brandon Moore. Back to Ferguson. Back to Moore. They're trying to post Lippold up, and they bounce it to him. And, good try there, but the pass was a little too hard. And Marler's going to miss the three-pointer, and Lippold gets the rebound and puts it in, and he's fouled. And he's kind of got it going a little bit after a slow start. And he's up to 10 points now. That foul was on Van Winkle, his third. Max Torres back in the game for Brandon Moore for the Dons. And Lippold trying to finish off a three-point play, and he does. That's 11 for Trent. Wyatt Marler's hit 5 threes and got 15 here in the first half. Dons up by 20, 36-16. Clock nearing the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. Van Winkle gives a baseline, double teamed, and a pass inside, stolen away by Ferguson. Well, it's a bad place to get double teamed in the corner. Winona's still in a 1-3-1 zone. Marler gives it over to Max Torres. Out to Levi Rawlings. Rawlings in the corner, Marler. He's open again. Three-pointer's good. 18 for Wyatt Marler. And it's 39-16. Minute and a half left in the first half. McBride crossover dribble, drops it down on the baseline. The ball batted out in the corner, picked up by Van Winkle. Hands it back to McBride. McBride out front to Dixon. Dixon dribbles in, kicks it out. Van Winkle, head of the key, Tipton. Thought about the three, decided not to. Back on the right side to Dixon. Dixon fakes the handoff, gives it to Tipton. He's going to fire up a three, in and out. Marler with the rebound. Passes a long pass up to Rawlings. Rawlings hits Lippold going down, and a two-handed dunk by Trent Lippold. The ball actually went through his hands, hit him in the face, but he was able to get it and put it in. Dixon for three. It's an air ball, goes out of bounds. And the Dons with their biggest lead at 25. And Oriolan's going to check in for Levi Rawlings. Nolan Zawalka also coming in the game for Max Torres. 49 seconds left in the first half. We'll see if the Dons go for the last shot. Coach Cagle is known for going for the last shot. Yeah, I guess that's what he's going to do. I didn't know with that big a lead if he'd go ahead and run the offense. Winona in the zone. and they're going to stay in it. Coach Luttrell, Caden Van Winkle's asking Coach Luttrell if he wants him to go out and guard Derek Ferguson, and he's staying at the head of the key, so the Dons will hold it for the last shot. Ferguson just dribbling out near midcourt, down to 15 seconds. Down to 10. Pass to Zerwalka in the corner to Marlowe. Back to Zerwalka. Zerwalka's going to fire up a three-pointer. It's an air ball, and Lippold does a nice job saving it. Can't get the shot to go. And that'll be the end of the first half. And the Dons with a 25-point lead at 41-16 over the Winona Wildcats here at halftime. We'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll come back and run down the first half scoring. You're watching the Dons on the Curtin River Broadcasting.
Hometown Pharmacy on LaRue Street in Doniphan, your one-stop pharmacy for all of your medical needs. Our pharmacists are now providing vaccinations for flu, pneumonia, and shingles in the pharmacy. Flu shots are covered by Medicare with no co-payment and no appointment is necessary. Hometown Pharmacy now offers a wide variety of vitamins and supplements from Now Foods that help support and promote optimal health through good nutrition. Refills can be requested online or by using our mobile app. We now offer delivery of your prescription if you live within the city limits. Transferring prescriptions is easy. Come by or give us a call and our friendly staff will take care of everything. Hometown Pharmacy, proudly supporting the Dons and Donettes this season. Come experience the difference a Hometown Pharmacy makes.
If you're shopping for a new car, truck, or SUV, you need to make a stop at Countryside Chevrolet on Highway 160 in Doniphan. Countryside has one of the largest Chevrolet selections in the area, plus plenty of pre-owned vehicles that go through a 117-point inspection before they're warranted for 12 months or 12,000 miles. The goal at Countryside is to provide you the best deal on your next car, truck, or SUV. See them online at CountrysideChevrolet.com or call 1-800-63-CHEVY. Chevrolet, an American revolution.
Davis True Value is proud to sponsor the Dons and Donettes for another exciting ball season. Just like the Dons and Donettes, Davis True Value knows hard work wins the game. They are your selection, service, and savings destination hardware store, serving the area with paint, plumbing, electrical, lawn and garden, and housewares. Your local True Value hardware with so much more. From window repair to chainsaw sharpening, we are the store of first choice. Behind every project is a True Value.
Welcome back. This is Keith Bowman back at the Doniphan High School gym where the Dons had a big first half, scored 41 points in double overtime the other night against Twin Rivers. They only managed 50, but that was an excellent ball game, even though the score was not very high in double overtime. But the Dons have run off 41 here in the first half. Wyatt Marler's been hot, and Trent Lippold didn't get the start, come off the bench. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, but finished off the first half in style. And the Dons have a big lead, 41-16 over the Winona Wildcat. Winona scoring went this way. Nick McBride, their lone singer on their squad, has 10 of the 16 points. He hit a couple of three-pointers and two two-point baskets. Cade Dixon, a 5'7" freshman, had one field goal and two free throws for 4 points. And Jaron Fisher, 6-foot junior, had two free throws for 2 points, and Winona was 4 of 4 at the free throw line. On the other side for the Dons, already 2 players in double figures. They had 5 players score in the first half. Wyatt Marler, as I said, was hot from the three-point line. He actually missed his first 2, and then he made, I believe, 3 or 4 in a row, and then he missed a couple more, and he ended up hitting 6 of them in the first half for 18 points. The Trent Lippold came off the bench there tonight, and he tallied 13 points. Derek Ferguson has 4, Ori Owen 4, and Levi Rawlings with 2, and the Dons with 5 of 10 from the free throw line in the first half. And no JV game here tonight, as Winona, as I counted, I believe they had 11 players total, and most of these kids that are playing here in this game are freshmen. They've got a few juniors, 1 senior, but there's been a lot of freshmen that have played so far in this game for Coach Jason Luttrell. So they're very young as they come into this game tonight. Now the Donettes are playing up at Fredericktown tonight. We'll probably be off the air before we get any scores from them. So you'll have to check tomorrow, as we're going to be off as far as doing the games for you until next Monday night. The Donettes go to Koshkonong on Thursday, and the boys play at Naylor on Friday. And our next game that we'll have for you, we're going to have 4 of them all on YouTube next week, beginning on Monday night, as the Donettes will face the Alton Lady Comets. And Tuesday night, the Greenville Lady Bears come to Doniphan. On Thursday night, the Neelyville Lady Tigers come. So 2 Ozark Foothills Conference games. And right now, the Donettes are, let's see, they're 2-0 in the conference. So, and Neelyville definitely the favorite to win the conference. Greenville will be a tough game. Donettes have already played them once, and the game was, I think Donettes won by 6 or 7 points in overtime. So that'll be a tough one. Alton's going to be a tough game, and Neelyville definitely a tough game. So the Donettes trying to get a good seed in the Ozark Foothills Conference Tournament. That tournament will be February 2nd through the 8th. And it says on the schedule I have that the tournament's at Brosley, but Gene Deckard, the coach of the Naylor Lady Eagles, told me that Naylor was in charge of it this year. And since their gym is not very big, and he told me that they were going to have the entire tournament at the Best Activity Center. So we'll find out for sure about that later on. But the schedule I have says Brosley on it, but I didn't think it was Twin Rivers' turn yet, but we'll find out a little later on about that. And then next Friday night, the Dons play Naylor this Friday, and they'll be off until next Friday. And they will be playing the Alton Comets here at home. And that will be the homecoming and also the last home game for the Dons. They finish up with, let's see, Clearwater, Malden, Neelyville, and Ellington all on the road with the Ozark Foothills Conference Tournament mixed in there. The Donettes still starting next week have 5 home games, so they're going to be playing here at Bill L. Wright quite a bit. We're going to take another break for about a couple of minutes, and we'll be back to get the second half started here shortly. The Dons lead the Winona Wildcats 41-16.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for road trips. We're for covering as much ground as possible on 2, 4, or 18 wheels. We're for drop tops, T-tops, classics, cruisers, pickup trucks, and dump trucks. We're for displaying Missouri plates like medals of pride. Have you ever hit a deer? Yep, we're for you too. We're for getting stuck behind a tractor on a 2-lane highway. And if you're a Missouri driver, we have an auto policy for you.
I am Doug Green, the Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent, and if you're in Ripley County, I've got you covered.
You've heard it all before. We're number 1. We're the best. We have the biggest rebates. Now is the time to skip the hype and come to Current River Ford in Doniphan. They're all about helping you find the perfect new Ford. Current River Ford services your vehicles after the sale. From the moment you drive in, you will receive the quality service you've been missing. With the selection at Current River Ford, you'll find the new vehicle you want. How about getting your next vehicle at a dealership that makes it all about you? Current River Ford, Highway 160 in Doniphan.
The phone booth is your one-stop for all your cell phone needs. The phone booth now offers Total Wireless, where you can get unlimited talk, text, and 5 gigs of data for only $35 a month. Need to add more phones to your account? Not a problem. Family plans are also available. You can manage your account in person or online at tpbooth.com. Come see the phone booth next to Subway in Doniphan for all your cell phone needs.
You could try getting a loan out of town.
Someone will be with you. Don't know when. Don't hold your breath. But keep waiting. You don't have anything better to do.
Or just come to us, where we make quick decisions locally. Ozark Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Now serving 6 counties. Online at ozarkfcu.com.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got about a minute and a half when we start the second half. I did mention a while ago the Dons in the first quarter outscored Winona 21-13, only had an 8-point lead, but they held Winona to 3 points in that second quarter while scoring 20, and they moved that 8-point lead to a 25-point lead at halftime. Winona Wildcats coming over to the bench as Coach Luttrell trying to figure out what he can do to get his team back in the game here. one thing they got to do is they got to keep the Dons off the boards, and he has a couple of pretty good-sized boys, wide body-wise, but height-wise, the Dons have a big advantage there with Owen and Lippold. 41-16, our halftime score. Getting ready to start the third quarter here at Doniphan. Since we're not going to be doing the game for the Donettes Thursday night at Koshkonong and the boys at Naylor on Friday, we want to wish both teams good luck. We want to also wish Donettes good luck tonight up at Fredericktown. They'll probably be getting started here shortly with the varsity game up there. Donettes coming off a tough loss in a woolly, wild, and ragged game last night against the South Iron Lady Panthers. And I don't think I mentioned that last night either. I believe that Coach Epps told me that the last time he checked, South Iron was ranked #1 in the state in Class 1. I still don't see how they can win the state championship because they don't have quick guards. But we'll see how that plays out for them. The Donettes played them a good game. They just tied the game in the third quarter, and then a big run by South Iron put them up, and the Donettes made a late run, but they were down too far. Winona with the ball starting the third quarter. Fisher gives the ball out to Van Winkle. It's Dixon cutting through the lane, back out to Fisher. Fisher dribbles into the lane, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to turn and shoot, and no good. Ball tipped around, going to be picked up by Dixon. Throws it out front. McBride lets Torres fly by, and then McBride puts up the shot from the free throw line, and Trent Lippold picks up his third foul. That was a nice fake by Nick McBride as Torres had gone up the floor because he thought the Dons were going to get it, and he come flying from the back court and flew right by, and Lippold got out there and fouled McBride on the shot. It was a 2-point attempt, so he'll shoot 2, and the first one's good. And they have not missed a free throw. They've got six of their 18 points from the free throw line. Dons have Zerwanka. Marler open again in the corner, and it's good. I don't know how they can keep losing him, but that's 21 for Wyatt Marler. Van Winkle gives it out front to Dixon. Now to Fisher. Fisher dribbles to the head of the key. Down into the paint, throws it out in the corner. Dixon's going to shoot. He has to arc it real high to get it over Rawlings. Missed the shot. Marler gets the rebound. Marler quickly into the front court. Bounce pass to Torres. Beautiful pass. Max couldn't get it to go with the left hand, but he's going to be fouled by McCade Dixon. And it'll be 2 shots for Max Torres. Max has not scored. He missed a couple of free throws in the first half. And he finally makes this one. Gets his first point. .6:41 to go in the third. 45-18 Dons. And he gets both of them this time, so that gets him up to 50% on the game. 2 for 4. And Brandon Moore comes in along with Derek Ferguson. Zerwanka and Torres check out. Lippold, Owen, and Marler out there also for the Dons. Dixon dribbles across the timeline. Gives it right side to McBride. McBride gets a screen. Hesitation move down into the paint. Nice shot, but he missed it. And the Dons got a run out here if they hurry. Marler goes in, and he puts it up in the left hand. It's good. And that is Wyatt Marler's first 2-point basket. He's got 23. And Winona didn't have anybody back. McCade Dixon tried to get back, but he's got 3 fouls, so he didn't contest the shot much. 47-18. Dons up by 29 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. They're trying their best to get McBride open, and they do, and he buries the 3-pointer. Give him just a little bit of room, he can shoot it. He's got 15. 47-21. Ferguson over on the left side to Moore. Moore in the paint to Lippold, and he goes in with a little runner, and it crawls over the rim and falls in. He's got 15. Dons lead by 28. Dixon right side to McBride. Moore's guarding McBride now. Number 3 on number 3. Out front to Van Winkle. Van Winkle dribbles to the left wing. Throws it back out front to Dixon. He dribbles to the left wing. Back out front. McBride gets a screen. Long jumper up. No good. Offensive rebound by Fisher, and he lays it in. That's one of the few times that Winona's been able to get an offensive rebound and stick it back in. 49-23 with 4:55 left in the third quarter. Ferguson dribbles over to the left side, gives it to Marler. He's open again, and he buries another one. That's 26 for Wyatt Marler. Well, when he gets going, he just doesn't miss very many. Van Winkle, head of the key. Dixon. Dixon over to McBride on the right side. Back to Dixon. Jumper from just outside the free throw line. No good. Offensive rebound by Van Winkle. Gives it back to Dixon in the corner. Dribbles out and hands it to McBride. McBride motions Dixon out of the way. Over to Fisher. Fisher goes in, and he's going to be fouled. I think it's going to be on Derek Ferguson. Max Torres back in for Brandon Moore. That's Derek's first foul. Second team foul here in the third quarter. McBride will inbound underneath his own basket. Out to Dixon. Over to Van Winkle. Fakes the three-pointer. Cut off by Marler. Gives it back out to Dixon. In the corner, Fisher. Fisher's going to fire up a three, and it's good. Aaron Fisher got 7. That's his first three-point basket, and it's 52-26. And Winona is in a 1-2-2 zone now. Nope, actually they're in a diamond and 1 trying to guard Marler. Ferguson gets it down low to Owen, kicks it back out to Marler. Dribbles to the baseline. His little runner's short. And an over-the-back foul going to be on Trent Lipolton. And that's 4 on Trent. And he just, in a game like this, he should never, ever get in foul trouble. I mean, that's just a silly foul. That is 4 on him. Don's in a, looks like a 1-3-1. Fisher for another 3 from the corner, no good. And Marler's got Torres up ahead. Hits him right underneath the basket, puts it up, missed it. Owen hustling down for the rebound, and he puts it up and in. Nice job by Owen, not to take it for granted Max was going to make that. And he followed it up and got the bucket, 54-26. Yeah. I can't tell if the Dons they're playing a zone of some sort. Now they're playing a diamond and 1 as well. Max Torres on McBride. And the other floor are playing a diamond zone. McBride gives it in the corner to Dixon. Over to Van Winkle. He's going to fire up a 3. It's no good. And Torres with the rebound. Hits Owen going down. Lays it up. And it won't go. But Trent Lippold tips it up and it's good. And that was a good job by Trent to follow that up. Make sure that they got it to go. And the Dons lead by 31, their biggest lead of the night, 57-26, with 2.5 minutes left in the third. We got a 30-second timeout, so we'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back.
Born to be wild? Well, don't let higher fuel prices put a damper on your fun. Get to Countryside Chevrolet in Doniphan today for a more fuel-efficient vehicle and let your wild side ride. Countryside has new vehicles that get more than 30 miles per gallon. Find out about flex fuel technology and check their great lineup of program and late model pre-owned vehicles. Ripley County's largest Chevrolet dealer is Countryside Chevrolet in the Hillcrest Plaza, Doniphan. Chevrolet, an American revolution.
Got 2.5 minutes left third quarter. The Dons lead Winona 57-26. Going to be Winona's basketball. And they bring in Gabe Brewer during the timeout. He replaced Barkley. Dixon bounces the left side to Van Winkle. In the paint, Brewer puts it up the left hand. Nice shot there by Gabe Brewer. He gets his first 2. And it's 57-28. Don's got caught with the big guys on the outside of Brewer that time. Marler on the right wing. Gives it to Lippo. Takes it in. Throws cross-court pass. What in the world is he doing? I don't know why he didn't shoot that ball. And back at the other end, McBride's going to be fouled. Owen had a screen set for him to dribble all the way up and shoot about a 2 or 3 footer off the glass, and he tried to pass it cross court and it was intercepted. That's the second foul on Ferguson. And the 4th team foul on the Dons. Winona will inbound over on the right sideline. Fisher throws it into Dixon. Dons are playing that diamond and one defense. Torres guarding McBride all over the floor. Baseline, Fisher gets a path to the basket and he lays it up and in. And Jaron Fisher's got 9 points. And it's 57-30. Minute and a half left in the 3rd quarter. Ferguson down low, hits Lippold underneath and lays it in with the left hand. A good find by Ferguson. There's going to be some holes in that diamond zone on both ends. Last time down the floor, Winona found one on the baseline against the Dons, and that time Dons found one right underneath the basket. Dixon bounces left side. Van Winkle takes it into the paint, little finger roll up, and it's good. That is the first basket for Caden Van Winkle. 59-32. 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Marler gives it baseline to Lippold. Lippold's going to dribble it into the paint. Gives it out to Oriole, and about a 10-footer, no good. And the ball loose on the floor is going to be picked up by Fisher. Fisher passes up in the front court to Dixon. Dixon is going to be fouled by Ferguson. Don's picking up some cheap fouls. I think with a big lead like this, sometimes you lose focus a little bit on what you're doing, especially on defense. Van Winkle checks out, and Keegan Tipton back into the game for Winona. Bride gets it into Dixon. Dixon dribbles down, kicks it out in the corner to Fisher. And he loses the ball off the dribble there and picked up by Oriola. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Coach Cagle hollers out one shot. Dons hit a 3 here. They'll be up by 30 going into the 4th quarter. And they're going to try to get Marler open, and they do. His 3-pointer's up and is short. And that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. And the Dons lead by 27, 59-32 over the Winona Wildcats. We'll be back in 1 minute with more Dons basketball.
Davis True Value is proud to sponsor the Dons and Donettes for another exciting ball season. Just like the Dons and Donettes, Davis True Value knows hard work wins the game. They are your selection, service, and savings destination hardware store, serving the area with paint, plumbing, electrical, lawn and garden, and housewares. Your local True Value hardware with so much more. From window repair to chainsaw sharpening, we are the store of first choice. Behind every project is a True Value.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the Missouri way of life. We're for worrying less about the what-ifs and more about the why-nots. We're for checking off your bucket list and then making a new one. For starting a family, a business, a tradition. And if you find yourself starting over, we're here for that too. We're for building a life in Missouri and then going out and living it. And when it comes to making sure everything you've built is protected, we're for you.
I am Doug Green, the Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent, and if you're in Ripley County, I've got you covered.
All right, the Dons Coach Cagle brings in some substitutes to start the 4th quarter. Wyatt Marler, the only starter on the floor, with Nolan Zerwanka, Brandon Moore, Shea Stewart, and Levi Rawlings. Actually, Levi's been starting the last couple of games. Winona has McBride, Tipton, Dixon, Brewer, and Fisher. Ball knocked out of bounds by Winona, and it'll be Don's ball. (59-32) is our score. 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. Zerwanka dribbles in, kicks it out to Moore on the left wing. Back to Zerwanka, and it's going to be stolen by Dixon. And Dixon goes down, lays it up, and it's good. There's that lackadaisical lazy pass out front. You can't do that because if they intercept it, there's nobody back. Wonka hands it to Marler, fires up a three, it's short. And the rebound by Brewer for Winona. McBride dribbles down into the paint, drops it off underneath the Brewer, and he lays it in. Winona's still playing the game here. I tell you what, that was a nice play by McBride as he got the assist. And he hit Brewer right underneath for a wide open shot. Wonka hands it to Marler. Marler gives it to Shea Stewart, and we're going to have a foul on Keegan Tipton. That's his first. That's only the second team foul on Winona here in the second half. Trent Lippold gets up off the bench to come in. And he's coming in for Levi Rawlings. Inbound pass comes to Zerwalka. Gives it to Lippold. Dribbles down into the paint and puts it up. And we got a walk, I think. Nope, they're going to call a foul before that. And it's on number 2, Dixon. And I have that for 4 for him. Actually, they've got 5. He's going to foul out of the game with 6 points on the night. And Coach Luttrell's going to put Caden Van Winkle back in the game. And McCade Dixon, the freshman, had 6 points in the game. Inbounds pass comes in to Shea Stewart, and he drops it right back into Lippold, who inbounded it, and he picks up points number 20 and 21. 61-36, 6.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Tipton guarded out front by Zerwalka, gives it to McBride. Now to Van Winkle, he bounces in the corner to Fisher. Fisher back to McBride on the baseline. And they back off of him, and he missed the about 8-footer, and that's about as open a shot as he's had all night. Lippold passes ahead, and McBride hustling back, saves it inbounds to Shea Stewart, and he hands it to Trent Lippold, standing right in front of the goal, and he lays it in. That's one thing. That was great hustle by McBride, but they tell you never to throw it in underneath the other team's basket. Save it inbounds, because that's exactly what will happen a lot of times. 63-36. McBride, left wing, gets a screen, and a illegal screen going to be called on Jaron Fisher. That will be Fisher's second foul. And Will Nance, Levi Rawlings, and Brandon Moore come back in. Trent Lippold and Shea Stewart stay out there. Moore hands it off to Stewart. Stewart dribbles down, hands it to Moore. Moore goes free throw line. Hands it to Lippold. Lippold, and he traveled. And Coach Luttrell called a walk before the official called it, and I don't think he liked that too well. He looked down at Coach Luttrell and said, I get it. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the ball game. Winona with the basketball. The Dons leading by 27. Fisher picks up his dribble, gives it out front to Van Winkle. Over on the right side to Tipton. Tipton hits McBride cutting through the lane, and he goes up, and Lippold blocked the shot, but he goes right to Brewer, and the ball's tipped back out to Van Winkle. He gives it to McBride. McBride picked up, and he'll give it back to Van Winkle. Nice job by the Dons here on defense not to let McBride get open there. Dribbles baseline, and a reach around foul on the floor going to be on Brandon Moore. And that is team foul number 6. So the last 4:49, if Dons commit any fouls, Winona will be shooting free throws. Fisher will inbound underneath his basket. Inbounds to McBride. He goes up and under Lippold, and he gets it to go. And another one of those fouls that Trent Lippold has just got to quit doing, and that's going to foul him out of the ball game. I mean, he went for the fake, and he was beat, and then he just reached in and fouled him. And McBride, a good offensive player, got the bucket, and he's going to have a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play. And they are 7 of 7 from the free throw line tonight as that one goes in. McBride's got 18 points. But Trent has got to quit committing those silly fouls. If you're beat, just let them shoot it and see if they make it. I mean, if they would have made it, it would have been 2 points instead of giving them the free throw. And besides that, you're sitting on the bench. If it's a close game, you're in trouble. Orion dribbles baseline, missed a shot. And the rebound's going to come out of there to Van Winkle. McBride dribbles to the free throw line. Baseline, Brewer, or Owen went for the steal, and Brewer missed the shot, but he's going to be fouled. Fouls on Levi Rawlings, his first. And Gabe Brewer at the free throw line, and he makes it. They still have not missed. That's Brewer's 5th point. Nolan Zawalka's coming back in. And Brandon Moore will take a seat. 63-40. Dons lead by 23 with 4:16 to go in the game. Brewer's next one bounces around and falls in. 9 of 9 from the free throw line. Down to a 22-point lead. Rawlings gives it to Zawalka. Back to Rawlings. Over to Shea Stewart. He's open for a three-pointer, and it's good. And the fans like that. Shea doesn't get into the games very often. McBride with a drive to the basket. And we got a foul on Nolan Zawalka. And there'll be free throws coming for Nick McBride. He's Winona's leading scorer with 18. And he is 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Make that 4 out of 4. And they still have not missed. They are 10 of 10 from the free throw line. 11 of 11. And he has 20 now to lead the Wildcats. 66-43. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game. Walker gives it to Will Nance, and we're going to have a foul on Keegan Tipton. That is team foul number 5 on Winona, so the Dons will inbounds, and Walker will be the trigger man. Throws it over in the corner to Owen. Fakes the three-pointer. Going to put it up from about 8 feet. No good. And Will Nance goes high and gets the rebound and puts it in. And Nance gets his first 2 points. Coach Cagle's hollering, don't foul. McBride's jumper, no good. And the ball going out of bounds. And it was last touched by Zawalka, so it'll stay with Winona. The lead is 25, 68-43. And bounce pass to McBride is batted out of bounds by Shea Stewart. Fisher will throw it in again. Throws it out front. Tipton over to McBride. McBride directing traffic. Gives it left wing to Van Winkle. Back to McBride. Step back three-pointer. Rims out. And Rawlings gets the rebound. Passes up to Zawalka. Hits Owen flashing down the lane, and he tried to dunk it, and he got out of step and missed it. Back at the other end, McBride double teamed in the corner. Gets it out to Tipton. His three-pointer up, no good. And the ball lost out of bounds by Nolan Zawalka, so it'll stay with Winona once again. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to play. 68-43 Dons. Fisher inbounds it. Van Winkle kicks it out. And another three-pointer put up by Tipton, and he gets his first bucket. Nance will bring it across the timeline. Over to Rawlings. He's open in the corner for three. It's no good. And Fisher gets a rebound. Passes out to McBride with 2.5 minutes to go. Gives it out front to Tipton. Back to McBride. They're still running their plays, working on them. Van Winkle into the paint, and a bump foul going to be on Rawlings. And the clock will stop, and Coach Cagle just takes a big sigh there. He just got through telling him not to foul. And it'll be Caden Van Winkle at the free throw line for the first time. He's got 2 points in the game, and they finally missed one. He went after that ball because he thought it was a 1-and-1, and he was the only one that went after it. He makes the second one. 68-47. Winona's cut it to 21. Zerwanka hands it to Owen, fakes the shot, and then goes around his man on the baseline and lays it in. It'll give Ori Owen 8 points. 70-47. We're under 2 minutes to go. And Coach Luttrell calls a timeout. 1:56 to go. Dons lead 70-47. And we will take a 30-second break, and we'll be back after this message.
Refinancing your home mortgage can be a really smart move. You can take advantage of a lower interest rate and have money left over for all the necessities. Talk to the refinance professionals at our credit union. They're the finest in refinance. We're an equal housing lender. Ozark Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA, now serving 6 counties. Online at ozarkfcu.com.
Welcome back, everybody. They ended up being a full timeout, but that'll give me time to tell you as soon as the game's over. I'm going to quickly run down the scoring, and we'll wrap things up. I do want to remind everybody that our next game that we will be doing will be on YouTube. Matter of fact, we got 4 of them next week: Monday, Tuesday, Thursday with the girls. The girls will be playing Alton on Monday. The boys play at Naylor on Friday. We'll not be doing that one, but then they will have their last home game of the year next Friday night against the Alton Comets. And we got a foul on a 3-point shot by Will Nance. And I think he's going to come out of the game. Coach Cagle's not going to stand for that. You don't want to foul a 3-point shooter when you're up by 23 with 1 minute and 46 seconds to go. You for sure don't want to foul Nick McBride as he makes it again. That gives him 21. And they still have only missed, let's see, they are 13 out of 14. Nope, now he makes another one. I'll have to figure it up. They've shot 11. Now he finally missed one, but they're going to get the offensive rebound. 70-48. McBride down into the paint, throws it up, it's good, and he's fouled. And Coach Cagle's not going to like the way this one ended, even if they're going to get the win, but okay, they are 10 out of 12. So they're 14 out of 16 for the game, and he yells out, quit fouling. As the 3-point play is good. And it's under 20 points now. Winona's still playing hard. Now they're trapping. Shea Stewart's got it on the baseline, throws it out. Brandon Moore in the corner to Owen. Down to 1 minute 20 to go, and Fisher knocks it out of bounds. They're going to call a foul. I think that's 4-3 on Fisher. Not in the bonus yet. Well, Brandon Moore will inbound it out front to Zerwanka. Back to Moore, back to Zerwanka. Back to Moore, back to Zerwanka. They're playing catch out front. They just play catch back and forth together. They get it to Rawlings. Rawlings is open from about 8 feet, a little bit too long. And the rebound comes down to Fisher. 1 minute to go. Dons are going to get their 10th win, but they haven't finished the game off very well here. Of course, they haven't had most of the starters on. McBride, 3-pointer, it's good. Now he's got 28. He's the game's leading scorer now. Wyatt Marler's got 26 for the Dons. The lead is down to 15. And Owen holding it in the corner. And they take it away from him. Pass up ahead is going to be stolen back. And Moore, I think Moore got away with a walk, maybe a double dribble there. As Zerwanka brings it into the front court with 25 seconds to go. Gives it over to Moore. Back to Zerwanka. Free throw line to Rawlings. Back out to Moore as the Dons play keep away here. And Winona probably won't foul. I wouldn't think so. It looks like our final score is going to be 70-55. The Dons coming out on top. They had a bigger lead earlier. And Coach Cagle went to the bench. And Winona was able to come back. A big game for Nick McBride, though. And we'll quickly run down the scoring here for Cade. McCade Dixon had 6 for Winona. Nick McBride, 28. Caden Van Winkle, 3. 3 for Keegan Tipton. Jaron Fisher finished with 9. And 6 points for Gabe Brewer. For the Dons, it was 2 for Max Torres, 2 for Will Nance. Derek Ferguson, 4. 26 for Wyatt Marler. 3 for Shea Stewart. 8 for Ori Owen. 2 for Levi Rawlings. And 23 for Trent Lippo. Dons win 70-55, go to 10-7 on the season. And they'll play at Naylor on Friday night. And their next home game will be next Friday night, a week from this coming Friday, the 18th, against the Alton Comets. And that will be the Dons' last home game of the year. So if you hadn't been out to see them, that'll be your last chance to see the boys. The girls still got several home games coming up. And they have 3 in a row, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. That will be our next game on YouTube Monday night. It'll be the Alton Lady Comets here to face off against the Doniphan Donettes. Dons win at 70-55 over the Winona Wildcats. Good night, everybody.